Hello, and my name is Angel Suarez. I'm running for a position of shop steward down at Derigo Lexington Union Shop for Local 117. Brothers and sisters, you deserve the best. You work hard. A majority of you, I would say over 97% of you, are out here working 5-6 days a week, putting in anywhere from 12 to 13 to 14 to 15 hours a week. Why should you be penalized for that? And why should you now leave the yard with the understanding that it could be the last time that you pull out of the yard? Well, what do I mean by that? Well, I don't know if you are aware of this, but here is the ratified contract that was given to the membership on November 22nd, 2015 by Pete Lamb. In this contract, I want to read you a couple pieces of languages, if I may. It is found in Article 10, 10.02. Here is the title. It says, an employee's seniority shall be lost by the following. I want to emphasize the letter J. Employee does not work at least 1040 hours in an 18-month period, except for occupational illness or injury as referred in letter F above. And basically what it says in letter F above is that if you have been hurt on the job and you are on L&I, you have up to 23 months to get back to work or you will lose your seniority. But the new language says that you have to work 6 months within an 18-month period in order to retain your seniority. First of all, let me be clear. Languages that go after seniority should be thought through, should not be a hasty decision. You have your seniority because of the sweat that you have placed and the years of service that you have spent and input of your life for this employer. You see, seniority has always been recognized as sweat equity. Nor myself or any steward has the right, or business agent, or even the union for itself, have no right to sell out our seniority in any manner. So I'll give you a scenario. Let's take one of our senior driver that works Monday through Thursday and puts in anywhere from 14 to 15 and a half hours. He drives all the way to Thurston County. In between that time, unbeknown to him, he is involved in an accident, the Lord forbid. And he ends up hurt in ICU. His arm or his leg was crushed, whatever, and he has to go through rehab. If he's not back, if he does not have 1040 hours within that 18-month period, when he comes back, he'll have his job, but he'll have to go to the bottom of the seniority list. Do you think it's right? Not only that, but there is not even a letter of understanding, nor is there an exception for FMLA or for calling off, which is protected by the federal government. There is a big problem with this language. Now you may ask yourself, why do we have this language in the first place? Let me be clear. Let me be very clear that we have never had an attendance problem with Derigo, Ruan, and even now Esterson. This language is because the employer came to the negotiation table and mentioned several names of individuals that they are targeting and want to target. Instead of the union being diligent, or the negotiator, not the union, but the negotiator, and ask questions like, or demand, well, we want to see the hours of all our employees at your shop from 2013 to 2014. Now, why would this request be important? Because it will automatically show you a percentage of drivers that are getting their hours in every year. Therefore, it would also prove that they are targeting certain selected drivers that perhaps have not had their hours in for whatever reason, sickness, family issues. And I am most adamant that it will show that over 97% of our drivers at our shop show up for work. Do you think that I'm going to give the employer this language when over 97% of the of employees of you come into work? No, I will not. And neither would I have put my John Hancock on this, recommending this fully. If I would have been in those negotiations and the employer would have insisted on a language like this, which they can insist all they want, they're not in a driver's position. We always will maintain the leverage. Do you understand? We will always maintain the leverage. No matter what third party comes here, we hold the whole deck. And so we don't ever surrender language like this. Why? Vindictiveness. Why? Personalities. You do not throw the whole membership into a language like this just because you want to target a select few of drivers. Now quickly, I want to be able to talk about another language. If you go over to the next page, page 4, Article 13, 13.06, there was also another language that was put in here. You can lose your job if you have a serious preventable accident. Listen to that real quick. Do you know that the company Estenson, in their handbook, gives us up to 3 consecutive accidents before they will consider termination? And so Joe Wheeler, Brett Bellevue, and Pete Lamb decided to lower it down to 1 chance. So now when you leave the yard, it could be your last day that you have your job. So the economics in this contract, you may not be able to enjoy them. And those of you out there that know what I'm talking about, being a driver in today's hostile traffic environment is exactly that. We are professional drivers, but we're also human. And another thing, it's the nature of the beast, Mr. Employer. If you want to be in the transportation business, you are going to have accidents. And that's why you have what is called insurance. So not only did they put cameras within our trucks to monitor in the event that we have accidents, now language was given to them to get rid of our jobs. Who knows the meaning of serious? What does it mean, preventable? We don't have no guidelines. Now here's the defensiveness for the language. Well, the reason it's vague like that because we want to be able to, if a member loses his job, we want to be able to arbitrate that. Well, listen, let's back up. Why would I put a member in danger of losing their job and then they have to fill out a grievance and then that member will still be out of a job until the grievance process is over? And that can take anywhere from 3 to 9 months, 12 months. It's ridiculous. This language should have never made it in here. Our contract did not hinge on this language. And let me be clear, that there will be no employer language that will ever hinge this contract. We are in the driver's seat. And until the customer expires the contract with Estenson, like they did with Ruan, we are in the driver's seat and we will always remain in the driver's seat. This was what I called a nonsensical language. And ladies and gentlemen, you need to bring in fresh vision. And that's why I'm saying to you, bring in the Dominic team, or the team of Dominic. You have 3 candidates. Choose 2. Jim Watson, Joseph Scoggins, and Angel Suarez. One of those. You choose the 2. Take care, and I'll see you soon.